people think they're just tired or burned out, but it's not that. It's something quieter, something that creeps in slowly until it rewires the way you chase your goals. You start waking up later, scrolling longer, convincing yourself you'll start tomorrow. But deep down, you're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You've just been trained to chase the feeling of progress instead of progress itself. And if you don't catch it early, it becomes your default. That's what we need to talk about. Most people don't even notice it, but there's a small habit you repeat every day that silently destroys your drive. Not because it's lazy, not because it's toxic, but because your brain now thinks it's productive. Let me explain. You wake up, you think about your goals, you watch the motivational clip, you feel inspired for a second, but nothing changes. You feel like you're working on yourself, but deep down, you're stuck in the same loop. That's the hidden trap, because your brain gets rewarded just for thinking about change, not for doing it. And over time, you train yourself to crave the feeling of progress instead of the result. So if you've been wondering why your energy fades, why your focus breaks, why your goals feel close but never stick, this video is for you. But let's make a deal. Don't just watch this like another self-improvement clip, watch it like your future depends on it. Because once you see the habit, you can break it. And when you do, you'll finally stop chasing motivation and start building momentum. Let's talk about why this hidden habit is so dangerous. It's not just that it wastes your time, it's that it rewires your brain to feel satisfied without doing anything real. See, your brain doesn't care if you did something, it just cares if it felt like you did something. And that's the problem. You watch a video about waking up early, you feel accomplished. You scroll past a post about productivity, you nod your head and think, I should do that. And boom, your brain gives you a hit of dopamine. It rewards you for agreeing, not for acting. So now, you can spend hours learning, but you still feel stuck. You read, you plan, you visualize, but nothing changes. Because planning isn't progress and inspiration isn't execution. This habit of mentally checking the box without doing the work is like pouring fuel into a car, but never starting the engine. And here's the real trap. The more content you consume about growth, the less urgency you feel to actually grow. Because you already feel like you are. It's like your brain gets drunk on potential and you don't realize it because it feels good. It feels smart. It feels like you're on the right path. But the results don't lie. You're still not doing the thing, you're still not consistent. You still feel stuck. And that's not because you're lazy, it's because you've trained your brain to reward intention instead of action. And over time, that habit kills your drive. Not all at once, not dramatically, just slowly and quietly. Every time you feel proud for watching instead of building. So what do? First, you have to notice the habit. Start paying attention to that little moment, the one where you feel like you did something, but you didn't actually move forward. That pause, that's the entry point. That's where you can shift everything. And we'll get into that next. Because if you can rewire that one moment, you can turn empty inspiration into real momentum. Alright, so how do you go from passive learning to real progress? You don't need to delete every app on your phone, you just need one rule. Never let the feeling of progress replace real progress. Let me explain. From now on, when you learn something powerful, like in this video, you don't move on until you've taken one small action. Not perfect, not impressive, just real. Let's say you learn a new strategy. Instead of nodding and scrolling, you pause and apply it. One sentence, one change in your environment, one message you send. Whatever it is, it has to be visible. And here's the key insight. Your brain learns what matters by what you act on, not what you agree with. If you act, your brain says, oh, this is important. Let's wire it in. If you don't, it says, guess that was just noise. This is how you retrain your dopamine system. You stop rewarding passive input and start rewarding engaged effort. And here's the trick. You celebrate the action. Even if it's tiny, even if it's awkward, you give your brain that dopamine hit after the real effort, not before. That's the loop we're building. You watch, you act, you feel progress. And when you repeat that loop enough times, that becomes who you are. Not just someone who learns, but someone who applies, someone who moves. But there's what most people miss. You don't just build better habits, you build a better version of yourself. Because every small loop you complete, watch, act and reward, sends a message to your brain, this is who I am now. Not someone who just watches videos, but someone who applies. Not someone who scrolls for inspiration, but someone who moves with intention. And identity? That's the real key to consistency. Because you don't stay consistent through willpower, you stay consistent when your actions feel like you. So the goal isn't to become perfect, the goal is to make action feel normal. And that's why I created something to help you lock this in, even after the video ends. It's a one-page PDF, super simple, and I call it the Action Loop Starter. It helps you build your first loop, track your triggers, and choose your reset action. And start shifting from passive to active, from watching to building. No login, no spam, just a clear tool you can use today. It's linked below the video. And if you've made it this far, I know you're the kind of person who will actually use it. You've been told success is about doing more effort, more grinding, more pushing. But what if that's not true? What if the real shift isn't external but internal? Here's the truth that changed everything for me. Your brain doesn't follow goals, it follows patterns. And if those patterns are built on chaos, distraction and avoidance, then it doesn't matter how big your goal is, because your system will always pull you back. So the real breakthrough? Success is a system of safety. When your brain feels safe in action, you move, you build and you focus. But when action feels risky or foreign, you stall, you distract. You fall back into loops that feel comfortable, even if they hurt you. It's teaching your brain that growth is safe. And the moment that clicked for me, everything changed. I stopped asking, how do I stay focused, and started asking, what part of me still feels unsafe when I win? That question rewired everything. Because now I wasn't just chasing success, I was removing what blocked it. And that's the insight that flips the switch. Not hustle, not pressure, just the awareness that you can build success by building safety inside of action. So let's pull it all together. You're not broken, you're not lazy. Your brain is just running loops it didn't choose. You were never taught how to build systems that actually work for you, and now for the first time, you're starting to see how simple it can be. Not easy, but simple. One shift in how you respond. One loop that gives instead of takes. One action that pulls you forward, not back. And the moment you start seeing focus as something that rewards you, not drains you, you stop chasing quick hits and start building a future that lasts. So don't wait for the perfect moment, start now with what you have. You've already taken the first step, and that means something. I'll see you in the next one.